everybody, I'm Danny with Rusted Out Revival Garage. Sorry it's been a while since I put out a new video. We had to deal with that little storm threat last week, and just been kind of busy taking care of the wife and doing all the daily functions and chores. But you know what, let's talk today about being on the sauce. And I ain't talking about that kind of sauce, y'all. Not the kind that Betty Ford Clinic can help you with. So let's talk about something about the Henry Ford Clinic can help you with. Today we're going to talk about patina and working on saving your patina. And I know right now there's a big push out there on Facebook, advertisements for patina sauce and spray on clear coats and wipe on clear coats and things like that. But and I'm not knocking that product. Those products are great, but this is what I want to talk about today is just something cheap, easy, literally under $10 that you can buy. And even though it's not permanent, it lasts a long while. And it's not boiled linseed oil. I don't like using boiled linseed oil because it can tend to make things sticky and dirt sticks to it, and if your vehicle's out in the weather, it doesn't last a very long time. But today let's talk about this product. And this is something that a friend of mine turned me on to a while back, and you can get this stuff at your local hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot. But this is actually a paint additive, and it says right here reduces brush and roller marks. And if you read around on the back, it talks about it can even be used to clean up and restore fiberglass. So but what I use it for, just put a little bit in a bowl and brush. And yes, I know, brush. When you brush this stuff on, it's actually self-leveling, and you don't have to really worry about brush strokes. Now, if you apply it when it's too hot and it dries too fast, you can get brush strokes in it very faintly. But just playing around with it like I have over the time, you can greatly reduce that chance by making sure it's not too crazy hot and you're not doing it out in the direct sun. But one of the perks of living in Florida is we always got to worry about the humidity and sun. So I've waited around. We've had some couple cooler days. I won't say cold days because it ain't that way here. But I want to do a video on the putting this stuff on the F100. In my last videos with the F100, we did the pressure washing, and then actually the last video on the F100 was actually doing the oven cleaner hack for removing spray paint. So with this video, we're gonna do like if we were gonna be running this truck around and using it, trying to preserve that patina, put like a clear coat on it without putting a clear coat on it. I personally don't like spraying on clear coats. People talk about it protecting the paint, but my thing is if you paint a vehicle, why does it still rust? And then so spraying clear coat, and I'm talking about clear coat paint, spraying that clear coat paint on there, I don't know, it's gonna still rust. Even doing the boiled linseed oil and things like that, it's still gonna rust to an extent. But this is I won't even say it's semi-permanent. When you use this this flood stuff, depending on where you live and how exposed it is into the weather, it lasts, I've had it last up to 6 months here, 8 months. I tell you back, actually, the one that's on my Mustang has been on there for about a year, and it's just now getting to a point where I want to reapply it. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how the F100 currently looks. And it's got the patina, that's for sure. But I want to put this flood additive on here to show you how it's going to make it pop with the colors. It's going to bring the deeper colors back out. It's going to make the rust, where the rust area is darker, and just also I'll show you some other tips that I use it for. And you know, this is good stuff for $10 for the long length of time it lasts and the different things you can do with it. It is good stuff. So let me start brushing this stuff on, and we'll see how she looks. So we'll just take a little bit and put on the brush here, and we'll just paint it on. And don't worry about the bubbling. Don't worry about any strokes, brush strokes in it, because it's, you know, it's going to be there. It's going to have that. But as this stuff dries, like I said, this stuff is self-leveling, so it will actually, you know, thin out, and you shouldn't see, if I do it right, I say if I do it right, you know, you shouldn't see any major brush stroke, any brush strokes or any major brush strokes once I get it all done on there. So you can actually see as you're painting it on there how it's bringing the colors back out. Let's see, it's more on here. And you know, if you miss a spot, you can go back and touch it up. And like I said, I usually put it on a little thick and then just kind of work it. You know, I've tried to determine the best way to apply it. Some people put it on with rags. If you do use a rag, it tends to make it a little flatter. And you know, if you want that shine, you need to put it on a little thicker and have it wet. So I don't like a super, you know, shine to it, and this will probably be more shinier than what I normally would want it. But you know, each person's different in how they like their patina. And like I said, the cool thing about this is when it starts to fade out to where you're not happy with it anymore, you can just reapply. And like I said, it doesn't cost, I think this I picked up at Lowe's was right at $10. I think by the time I bought it, it was exactly, you know, $10. Of course, I haven't bought this. This is a container I've had for a while now, and so I haven't bought it recently. And with all the crazy inflation that we've had, there's no telling what it costs now. But it's still cheaper than buying the other commercial patina sauce or whatever. And again, I am not knocking that stuff. My 55, my 4-door, I probably wouldn't mind putting it on that. But again, this is just a cheaper alternative to those that don't have the money to spend on that type of product, and still be able to coat and protect your patina. Again, I'm not knocking all the commercial stuff out there. I know Vice Grip Garage puts out one. I know there's the Patina Sauce brand. And like I said, they are great products. Like I said, everything I try to show on my channel is just low dollar, do it at home type stuff, like the oven cleaner for paint remover, and you know, using this this stuff like FlOODED for protecting your patina. So right now I've got the bedside done, and I've actually got a little bit of runs I got to go out there and try to get out. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end up coating the rest of the side of this truck, and I'll bring you right back once I get that done. All right, I was able to get this side of the truck coated. I didn't completely do like the whole hood and everything. I was getting really low on the stuff because I've actually used it, and that's the one great thing about this. You buy one can of it, I've done 3 vehicles out of this one can, and as long as you put the cap back on it, and you know, it lasts. And then what you don't actually use, you can pour it back in and save it, and it's not ruined. But yeah, it's not a perfect job. I actually, you know, screwed up in some spots, and you know, as it started to dry, I put a little bit more brush stroke into it in 1 or 2 spots. But you can clearly see the difference between the two. You know, the painted side versus unpainted. I mean, that's quite a difference there. So you can see, definitely see the shininess. You can see down the side of it. Not really any major brush strokes. And like I said, this stuff will dry out a little bit, and it'll have a little less shine. And it takes a couple hours for it to dry. Probably about 3 or 4 hours for it to fully dry. But once it dries, again, there's no stickiness like there is with bull linseed oil. I do want to show you a couple other tricks for it. Just like with stainless, chrome on a vehicle that gets oxidized, and you know, you try to spend forever cleaning and polishing and all that. Well, I'm about to show you on the old Dodge right here. I'll show you a spot that, you know, I haven't done anything to this. I haven't cleaned it, I haven't polished it, nothing. So what I do is just, you know, now mind you, if I was going to do this to make it look really good, I would take and clean it all up and polish it out. But it immediately changes the look, the dullness there versus the shininess, and it holds up. This side over here I done a few hours ago, and you can definitely see the difference there. This side of the car I had actually wiped down. This is what wiped down looks. Now I actually needed to go back and recoat it, but again, I'm not ready to do anything with this car, so I'm not going to go back and waste any of it. But it's definitely makes a quite a difference just in doing the wipe on method. And also this stuff works good for tail lights. So let me walk over here to my Bronco and I'll show you what it does for tail lights. So walking over here to my Bronco, I'll show you the tail light. This tail light I actually did a couple hours ago, and you can see it looks really good versus this tail light that's all faded out. And you know, this stuff, again, it's not permanent, but I can tell you on tail lights, this stuff lasts quite some time. And you can see as I'm painting it on there, how it's immediately bringing the shine back to these tail lights. You know, how super dull it was versus now, where it almost looks like a brand new light again. And look, I don't want to spend, you know, almost $100, $50 to $100 on buying a set of tail lights for this truck. Not when, to me, there's nothing better than the factory stuff. But you know, look, that's proof in the pudding that this stuff works. This stuff is good. I mean, it's got so many different uses for it. I've used it on headlights before. You know, if you want to polish out the light, you know, polishing it out will make it better. But you know, this light's dull, but you wipe this stuff on there, and I mean, you can't tell a ton. Well, I guess you can see a lot more difference right now, but it took that ratty old headlight and made it look better. Just like this one, you know, you see it. Actually, I need to dab some more on the brush here. But again, it's not permanent. I know I've said it several times. But you know, if you have to just do it a couple times a year, it's well, to me, it's well worth the $10 bottle of FlOODED. So this headlight is definitely needs to be polished out and replaced, but it's definitely a lot better than it was. We can try the old patrol car. mean, you can already tell that's a huge difference versus this one. I mean, if you're trying to resell a car, you're trying to just make your car look better, this stuff works really well. I mean, you can see how much clearer that actually is. And again, it won't hurt it. It will not hurt it. So just to recap, you know, this stuff does wonders. This is the tail lights and trim on this 2002 Blazer that I've done. And you know, this stuff's got so many uses. It's not just for patina, but it's helping to rejuvenate other things. Actually coated the back bumper of my Jeep because it was looking pretty bad. And you know, like I said, just to help rejuvenate it. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't want to make a very long video. When you look at analytics, usually in a 30-minute video, you know, majority of the people only watch it for 2.5 minutes anyway. So hopefully you got something out of this video. Hopefully that you know, you realize that you don't have to spend a ton of money to take care of your rigs. You know, this stuff isn't only for patina, but you saw the tail lights, the headlights. It's kind of an all-purpose type of product, which is funny is, you know, it's being used for something that it wasn't intended to be used for, but actually works great. But I want to thank you for all that watched through the end. I've been torn about making more videos. YouTube has a weird thing with their analytics, and you know, if you have views, no subscribers, then they won't push the video. They won't actually promote it. But again, I'm just trying to make good content. You know, hopefully again that you take something away from it. But I appreciate those of you that watched. I appreciate those of you who have subscribed. I appreciate those of you who have watched and to the end, and those that have subscribed. I'd be honored if you would actually, for those who are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and actually also share my videos. Just want to try to grow my channel, put out good content like I always say. But from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Rusted Out Revival Garage. Have a great one. God bless.